the show is called, you know, Free Love Toolbox, and it's kind of about how we make these different kinds of spaces that allow us to be present for each other and find a kind of freedom in that presence.
This exhibition was an opportunity for him to create an open and free space for people to feel comfortable talking about intimate things, or feel sort of free and having like a big breath for the pleasures of life without feeling the constraints.
And it's really about these times when people were coming together in sort of clubs and spaces and coming up with new ways of interacting with each other.
You know, there are some people who have claimed that one of the reasons that San Francisco became a mecca for gay culture was because of the Life magazine article in 1964 that featured a photograph of the mural from the Toolbox.
And so there's a very famous picture of the interior of the Toolbox. It has a mural by an artist named Chuck Arnett. And what was important is that that picture went everywhere. And so thousands of guys got to see, wait, there are these other people who are in these leather bars, and it's in San Francisco, there's a place to go.
There are urban rumors that the Toolbox was a cozy little biker bar, intimate biker bar, that was ruined by the success of the Life magazine article. That's completely untrue. The bar was a raging success long before the article came out. In fact, it didn't really increase business hardly at all. And I would know, you know, as stockman. The bars didn't change a lot after the magazine article, but the crowd did, because the article attracted gays from all over the world to come to San Francisco, because in San Francisco, they're letting you get away with it. They're not putting you in jail for being gay.
In 1971, in the midst of the gay liberation movement, the Toolbox closed. In 1975, the building that housed the bar was demolished. For some time after the raising of the bar, and the amount of time is various accounts range from a few weeks to as much as 2 years, but for some amount of time after the demolition of the bar, a single wall of the original structure was left standing, the wall on which Arnett's mural was painted.
They left that wall up kind of as a safety thing, but all the cars going up 4th Street to get on the freeway, there was a light there at Harrison, and so they all stopped waiting to get on the freeway, and there was the mural, so everybody got a good view of it.
Arnett's mural, intended for the interior of a gay bar, has unwittingly become a public work of art.
Yeah, we're at 4th and Harrison, former home of the Toolbox bar, and current home of Whole Foods. Basically, both this facade, the bar was here on the corner. The mural for the bar, the entrance was right here. The mural for the bar was against that wall. If you want, we can head down to the end up. So yeah, this is the end up, home of the first Miss Uranus pageant. Outside, there's this, this mural that in a funny way is not, is kind of similar to the mural that was inside the Toolbox. And again, that sort of use of the silhouette and kind of putting you inside the putting you inside the action of the bar. I thought it was a really great kind of rhyme for what was happening at the other location.
There's an interesting dialogue emerging, which is maybe about the international and global art market and the kind of standardization of art through the marketplace. And there's a kind of backlash, I guess you would say, of people now acknowledging that locality is still really vibrant, but it hasn't been given the same kind of space as the global.
There's a sort of lip service to regionalism or a lip service to multiculturalism. The way in which those issues are being dealt with are supposed to be kind of standardized, so that they're kind of intelligible to people from whatever country they're in.
The localized or the specific can also be responding to and part of a global dialogue.
A lot of the questions that we're being asked, that society is asking, are the wrong questions. A lot of the questions that are being asked in the art world are the wrong questions. It's not just about sustaining some high-end market economy. It's about how do you make a meaningful gesture in the world? How do you connect with other people? How do you engage with them? And so that's, I think, the real challenge in front of us. You know, I'm not so sure that this show of things that I'm rearranging is going to answer those questions, but I hope that it starts to provide a platform for us to have a different kind of conversation.
When one can imagine oneself as a different character, or put on a costume, or change the way that they look and feel, it opens up possibilities for expansion on a very personal level. And I think that Nayland gives you permission to do that.
I think that when we embody all of the different sorts of possibilities for how we can be in the world, then that's when we give each other sort of the courage to come out and be however we are.
For Nayland, he is recovering things that have been rejected, because a lot of his collecting generally is done from picking things up off the street. So again, it's the things that have been rejected or left as trash, and in that sense marginalized, so that by recovering them and retrieving them, he's also talking about how the communities that he's part of have been marginalized, and that by taking these objects into his home or into his studio and making art with them, what he's doing is not just recycling the material, but upcycling the material, revaluating that which had been considered trash.
History and culture is not meant to remain intact and frozen. It's a thing that we take in and we do something with it and we pass it on.